Hello. Today I'm going to be telling you about my reading for the month regarding the Indie Readalong. That was started by Todd the Librarian and Dane Cobain, and of course I decided to choose one of their books for my first month participating in the Indie Readalong. And so I have been reading this book. It is Formerly by Dane Cobain. This was a very interesting book. I enjoyed it. It was about a social network called Formerly, and the network is designed for people to create their own memorial page that will not be released to the public until after they pass away. So the book is told in first person, and that character's name is Dan. He is a web developer who gets a job with Formerly, and the rest of the book is all about things that happened while he was working at Formerly, which became a big social networking site. And there were a lot of problems, of course. And when you have a novel, you have to have problems, right? So Dane managed to write a lot of problems into the novel, including people spying on the company and people dying right and left and things like that. So although originally I thought it was a techno thriller, it became a bit of a murder mystery. And I thought it was very well written. It kept my attention. I did not feel like it was lagging. I was entertained the entire time I was reading it. And so on that basis alone, I can recommend it. There are no typos in this book, even though it is self-published. It is flawless as far as typos go. I did find one other kind of flaw, which I guess I'm just going to go ahead and tell you what it is. Amusing to me in a way, but okay, the office was broken into at one point, and the main character, Dan, jumped out of bed because he was sleeping at the office, and he was actually sleeping with one of his co-workers. I don't want to talk too much about that, but so basically somebody launched a projectile at the window. The glass shattered on impact. I fell backwards under the assault, brushing broken glass off my tracksuit bottoms. I cursed into my breath and then stepped gingerly through the glass in my bare feet so that I could lean through the window again. What does he do after he's done walking on this shattered glass? Instead of cleaning it up and putting on clothes that do not have shattered glass in them, he just goes back and gets in bed. And I thought that was remarkable because I would definitely make sure there was no shattered glass on my clothing or cutting my feet prior to getting back in bed. So I thought that was a little unrealistic, but the rest of the book was awesome. So yeah. So I gave it 4.5 stars. And the star system was that at 5 stars, it's ready for publication. At 4 stars, it's almost ready. And so I was really torn between 4 and 5 stars because I thought it was a really good book in so many ways. And I think that if it did go through a formal publication process with a publishing company, they would have caught that and edited it out. If you're a writer and you are creating the book and things like that can really get past you. It's almost impossible to catch everything. And I know even from editing my own work over and over and over, because there's always something else that could be done. So I thought 4.5 stars at the very least. It was very well written. I thought it had a wonderful premise that was intriguing. And though I don't usually read techno thrillers or murder mysteries, I was entertained by the book, and I do not regret spending whatever it was I spent on that. I think it's about $10. Anyhow, it was a great book. Enjoyed it. And so this brings us to the part of the video where I need to decide what I'm going to read next. Right now I'm behind in my reading, other types of reading, and I don't really want to commit to doing another book for next month. But there are 2 books I would consider for the month after, and I'll go ahead and choose one now. I've got, I did write down what they were. The first one is Azurite, Daughter of the Mountain, Book 1 by Dent, Nagle, and I will put a link to her Booktube channel in the description of the video. It says, "There is magic on the earth. It is a volatile force forged from the energy of our planet's birth and instilled into the spirit of every living being. It is what binds the world together, constant and unchanging, simply existing, unable to be created or destroyed. Our progenitors named it Ithilium. In the beginning, there were those who could maneuver Ithilium, sorcerers who bonded to it, used it, but now their legacy only survives by the grace of their legends." And on and on. So I won't read the whole thing because it's kind of long. So that's choice number 1, Azurite, which is the first book in a series called Daughter of the Mountain. The second one I'm interested in reading is Todd's book, The Vulnerable Gods. And it's more of a guy book, but I'll tell you why it interests me. It says, "The unearthing of a 60,000-year-old Neanderthal skull brings visions of a brilliant mechanism to one man, but it opens a doorway from the past and unleashes an extinct species of hominid upon the unsuspecting residents of a small Kentucky town. Now the town's law enforcement and its terrified citizens must grapple with a time-traveling brute whose only goal is to exterminate the perceived gods that have entered his Ice Age world." That interests me on 2 levels. First of all, I think it would fulfill one of the prompts for my Pop Sugar Reading Challenge that I've been working on this year. And the other reason is because I'm very interested in extinct species of hominids. That just interests me because in the past, I was a Bigfoot researcher. And in fact, I do have a large Bigfoot research site still on the internet, although I haven't been adding to it much in the last few years. It's called bigfootsightings.org. And so anything that has to do with ancient species of hominids is going to get my attention. So I thought I might enjoy reading that book. And so here's the 2 choices. I don't know which paper has which on it, so I'm just going to have to choose one, and it is going to be this one. And I chose Azurite. So here's the deal. I'm behind in my reading and I want to get caught up this month, and so I'm probably not going to finish this book because I happen to know that it's over 400 pages. So I am going to say that not this coming month, but in May, I will hopefully have that book read and be able to do another Indie Readalong review. So this is it for this review. I give a thumbs up to Dane Cobain's book and hope to see you again in another video. Bye!